Hi guys, I'm Saumya and this is my vlog of the Delhi World Book Fair 2023. So I visited on the first day, which was 25th February. So this book fair is on from 25th February to 5th March at Pragati Maidan, and this is the free shuttle service that they have. I did not take the shuttle. I had to walk quite a bit, and after covering some distance I noticed this National Book Trust bus. So I decided to check it out because it looked really interesting. So it had a lot of books on display, and inside it was a bit cramped, but it was still quite different, and really all you could do here was to browse looking at books, but it was still nice. But the halls where the book fair was taking place was still a bit far away, so I started walking again and I reached finally. I should have taken the shuttle, so I advise that you do. So I finally reached the hall, and this is the first look. This is what it looked like, and my god, nostalgia sort of hit me hard because this book fair was taking place after 2 years. So jumping straight into the video, I first went to the stall of LF Book Company. So this is the imprint of Rupa Publications, and the discount here was 20%. So LF Book Company is very popular for publishing some awesome Indian books written by Indian authors, obviously, and that is what I love about them. They had a moderately crowded stall. As you can see, I started checking out books as soon as I got in, and it was amazing. It is quite a special experience to see all the books that you have either read or want to read together at one place, and that is what I was experiencing there. They had author signed books as well. Now to many readers, author signed books are quite a big deal, so LF Book Company had you covered in that respect. So they have this series of short stories in different Indian languages. As you can see, there are Telugu stories, Assamese stories, Goan stories, Odia stories, there are Gujarati stories, Marathi stories, and Bengali, Kashmiri stories. So there is a lot to discover here. I then went to the stall of Pan Macmillan India. Now they are not selling the books until the last 3 days of the book fair, so I mean that was a bummer, but I did enjoy checking their collection out, especially when I saw some books by Douglas Adams that I wasn't aware of. So this is the third book in another trilogy that he has written, so that really piqued my interest. I'm not going to lie, I was very fascinated. And then these are some old favorites that I talk about a lot on my channel. David Baldacci is an author that I'm yet to check out. Next, I visited the Orient Black Swan stall. So they have a collection of non-fiction books on different topics, as you can see, and they are offering a discount of 25% on the books. And well, if you are more into reading non-fiction instead of fiction, then you should definitely check this stall out. Although they had a collection of fiction as well, they had literature in translation where books were translated from different Indian languages to English, and quite a few titles caught my attention. This was my favorite part of this stall, and I started checking out quite a few books here, and it was really great. Apart from publishers, book distributors had also set up their stalls here in the book fair, and in case of these stalls, you basically got books from different publishers all together, just like a bookstore. So I saw these editions of classics which I found to be really pretty, so I thought why not include them in the video. And then there was this collection of different manga sets. Like if you are a fan of these mangas, then I mean these collections are a dream come true. They're obviously somewhat expensive. They were offering a discount of 10% and 5% more if you followed their Instagram page, and they were also open to giving more discount if you bought more books. Then I went into the stall of Notion Press, which is a self-publishing platform. They had fiction as well as non-fiction books. I've reviewed quite a few books by Notion Press on my channel, and I really enjoyed browsing through their stall. Next up was Bloomsbury's stall. They were offering a discount of 20%, and these are the books by Samantha Shannon that I really want to check out. And they had some beautiful editions of my old favorites as well, like this one. And they had a great collection for children as well. For example, they have this series of books where they introduce different famous personalities to children in this fun and adorable manner. These books are absolutely beautiful and so cute. I really love these illustrations. There was this stall by the name of Wisdom Tree, and they were giving a discount up to 30%, as you can see, and they had a great collection of quite a few non-fiction books, and I spot a few that I have read and enjoyed a lot. Next was the stall of HarperCollins India. Now this was a big stall and they were offering a discount of 10%, and here I did not know where to begin because there were quite a few titles by them that I wanted to check out. So this was the section that had Collins classics, and you can find so many classics here. I did not buy anything from this section, but it's always fun to look at it. And then there was this particular section that was dedicated to A Song of Ice and Fire series. I already have these books and I've read the series, but it's fun to check out the newer collections, and these are some history books that I really want to read, and my good old Agatha Christie section. I can never tire of Agatha Christie, so I had to include this part in the video as well. I spotted some editions that I hadn't seen before, like these ones, and I mean I really wanted to buy them. They also had the collector's edition of the Shiva trilogy. It looked so luxurious and beautiful. And then there was this Tintin art book. I haven't read the Tintin books, but I really want to. And this seemed like a good collector's edition for somebody who has read them. Do you spot any title from this that you would like to read? Let me know in the comments. So next up, it was time to check out the Penguin Random House India stall, and unsurprisingly it was crammed and bustling. So these are some collector's editions and these are some new editions of the books that did really well. I have two books from this collection and I'm glad I do. These look really different and beautiful. Anyway, Penguin has so many books, I did not know where to go first, and I was kind of all over the place here because this stall is humongous and there is literally everywhere that you can go, so it becomes a bit confusing. Even with so many books, there were certain books that definitely caught my attention more, so I included them in the video. And of course, how can I not show the section that is dedicated to Murakami books and Murakami books only? I have to. I mean, that is to be expected, right? And another thing that I really enjoyed was looking at the newer editions of some of my favorite books. I always enjoy looking at the newer editions, even if I don't own them, but it's so much fun. And then you are looking at one of my favorite books ever, The Secret History. I listened to this as an audiobook and I read The Vegetarian as ebook, so looking at their physical copies is just so fun. The Mars Room also I listened to as an audiobook. Then there was this collection of comics and graphic novels. A few of these books I have and I own them, but there were quite a lot of other books that I really liked checking out. I have quite a few books from the Sandman series, but I don't have this omnibus edition, so this was interesting. I was quite surprised to discover that Sapiens now has a graphic novel version, and I mean I really love this book, so it was really cool. And then Penguin also had the Wimpy Kid section. I mean, even as an adult, I think the series is hilarious and so much fun. There was a section dedicated to Rick Riordan books as well. I've read two books from the Percy Jackson series and I really enjoyed them. So Om Bookstore had a stall as well, and here my attention went to their classics collection. Again, I love looking at classics, and what I love about the book fair is because there are so many stalls. Everybody has different editions of the classics and you can choose from different editions, and I mean this kind of variety is just delightful and I personally enjoy it a lot. I hope you do too. Some books that I definitely want to read. So this stall by Prakash Books and Fingerprint looked so pretty, but it was only open for business meetings at this time, so I couldn't get in, but it looked really pretty. Next up, I went into the Simon & Schuster India stall, and here I focused my attention on their manga collection. Even though I don't read manga myself, I know many people do, so I had to include this in the video. I don't recognize a lot of these titles because I'm not familiar with this genre, but anyway, I do recognize Death Note, and they had a lot of editions of Death Note, and I know about Naruto as well, so I thought to include this particular manga in the video, although I don't know which book this is in the series. And I think this is another Naruto character, and as I said, they had a lot of Death Note editions. Spirited Away is one of the few anime movies that I've watched, so I had to check this book out because I knew I would understand it, and my god, it was so beautiful. A total collector's edition, and these are classics again. Unsurprisingly, these are my favorite editions so far. They are so beautiful and also expensive. This particular book had a collection of stories by different women authors. You can see in the index which all stories it has. And this edition of the Grimm's fairy tales literally took my breath away. It is absolutely stunning. The book fair also had Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav going on, and this was a part of that, and there were quite a few titles as well in different Indian languages. As you can see, this particular part of the book fair really stood out, and you just had to take your time out of your exploration and browsing to experience this. Then I decided to check out the stall set up by Prabhat Prakashan. They had English books as well, but I focused my attention on their Hindi collection, and they had quite a few Hindi titles, the ones that were written originally in Hindi and the others that were translated from other languages to Hindi. So I mean, I saw some really popular titles here, and if you like reading Hindi books and Hindi literature, even non-fiction books, then you can definitely visit the Prabhat Prakashan stall. As you can see that they have quite a collection here, and on different genres as well, both fiction and non-fiction. So this was a good stall. Here are some translations from popular English titles. These are mostly biographies and autobiographies. As you can see, spot something that you might like to read and let me know in the comments. They were also selling study material for competitive exams. As you can see, you might be preparing for one of these exams. If you are, and if you need study material, then again you can check out Prabhat Prakashan's stall in the Delhi World Book Fair. Next up, I came across the stall set up by Manjul Publishing, and they had quite an interesting collection of books as well. I found this really pretty edition of The Great Gatsby. I did not buy it because I already have a much more boring edition at home, but I do have it. They also had these really beautiful books that were based on the works of Rumi and Khalil Gibran, and I mean, it was a great collection overall. And of course, how can we forget the author's corner in the book fair? And then I finally visited the Sahitya Academy stall, and again the collection here did not disappoint. There was so much to explore and browse. So my trip to the new Delhi World Book Fair 2023 was amazing. I mean, I was very excited to visit and I was not disappointed. Please do pay a visit to the book fair if you are a book lover, and I assure you, you will not be disappointed.